So I decided to do my informative speech on scoliosis, mostly because it's close to home and I have the visual aid for it. So, 6 to 9 million Americans are diagnosed every year with scoliosis. And while that is only 2 to 3% of the population, it's small in number but big in impact. Scoliosis is a sideways curvature of the spine that occurs most often during the growth spurt before puberty. And so it often looks something like this. So scoliosis happens mostly because of the muscle and bone growth rate. In normal people, the muscle and bones grow at the same time, but in children like me, the muscle grows a lot faster than the bones, and so the muscle pulls the bones, causing a curve. However, scoliosis is also attributed to neuromuscular conditions such as cerebral palsy or birth defects or injuries to the spine. So scoliosis can be really hard to identify because it's a very slow growing disease. A lot of times symptoms will show out in uneven shoulder blades, leg length differences, or even a hip shift. In some cases, in severe cases where the curvature is significant, there will be a significant back hump that is very identifiable, which is what happened in my case. And scoliosis can be really complicated because it causes lung and heart damage. In severe scoliosis, the rib cage will press against the lungs and the heart, making it difficult to breathe and harder for the heart to pump. Because when the spine curves, your ribs are consistently shifting with that curve, and that's what also causes a back hump. Obviously, without too much explanation, it causes back problems. People who have scoliosis are more likely to have chronic back pain and arthritis, especially if they've had a surgery to correct the spinal curvature. And then, of course, appearance. Scoliosis, as it worsens, causes noticeable changes like unlevel shoulders, prominent ribs, uneven hips, shift of the waist, and people with scoliosis often become really self-conscious of their appearance. So with the treatment of scoliosis, oftentimes, if the curvature is insignificant, surgeons prefer to watch it because most of us actually go through a period in our life where we have scoliosis, whether we knew it or not. Our body just knows how to correct it. So as you're kind of going through this muscle bone growth spurt phase, your body will correct it as you get older. But for some of us, it's not always the case. So a lot of times surgeons will watch it to see if your body will get it on its own. And if it continues to worsen, they'll consider a back brace. Back brace is extremely uncomfortable and it's very painful. It's the most god-awful thing, honestly. It's a back brace that you wear, and it covers almost all of your body, and the whole purpose of it is to be really tightly wound against your body to prevent the curve from getting any worse. And a lot of times when your body is stuck in a brace like that, it will trigger your body's natural response to respond to that growth difference in the rate and trigger your body to straighten out its own curve. But in severe scoliosis, that isn't the case, and oftentimes a surgery is to be considered. And when we go through scoliosis surgery, it's called a spinal fusion, where two Harrington rods are placed between the spine and screws put it all together. It straightens the spine out. So I have, if you are weak, not good with blood, or you don't have a strong stomach, look away now. I have surgery pictures from when I went through mine. So this one here is the original, just fresh open back. That's my spine curved, and here's they inserted the screws, and then here's the two rods, and then this is the completed surgery. So that is the spinal fusion. And one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't know is with scoliosis, because I had such a prominent curve, I had an S curve, I had two curves, when they straighten your spine out after surgery, you become significantly taller overnight from all that shrinkage to going straight up and down. Yeah, I was a whole 4 inches taller after that surgery. So scoliosis, all in all, is a really tricky bone disease that a lot of people don't often catch, that a lot of people sometimes mislead for something else. And I feel like it's really important to check yourself, make sure that your spine is straight, and be healthy and happy.